From 1865 to 1868, the Wild West, the samurai and the Victorian eras were all still on full force. And now, almost 160 years later, I see a fun fact and can go. Can you eat Fallout New Vegas as a Victorian Wild West samurai? A tickle to the brain, weird dream later, and in very hard difficulty with hardcore mode on, the tale of green fried sushi begins. With 9 in agility and luck, 8 in endurance and intelligence, 4 strength, and 1 in both perception and charisma. Her best skills are melee weapons, explosives, and barter, and the traits that most define her are built to destroy and skilled. I can only engage in combat if I equip at least 2 items out of the 3 different eras. And I can only use weapons and armor from those 3 eras, like formal wear with a cowboy hat and with a katana. Or a sheriff's duster with a top hat, and a cane, or some dynamite, you get the idea. Doc Mitchell immediately tells you to kindly move out, after letting you know he patched you up, didn't charge you for it, and even lets you take pretty much everything he ever owned. I repaired the submachine to sell later, made some steam packs, got everything I deemed useful, thanked him once again, finally felt the hot Mojave sun kissing my skin for the first time in weeks, and I cannot just not thank Victor as well. After the barrage of DLC prompts, that is. He dug us up, and to show my appreciation to the town of Good Springs, I'm gonna loot everything I deem useful once again. Magazines, the weapon repair kit, and fish and batteries in Victor's shack, whatever ammo, food and drinks I come across, then sell some things to Chet, buy me more dynamite, a pre-war hat, a shovel, and a ton of stimpaks. Now, I need to know how much a katana costs, so we're going north, through Cazador Valley. Near the gas station, there's a hill. So I'm just gonna make my way past a coyote that was nice enough to let me be, and get to Chance's grave. I'll be taking Chance's knife, thank you very much, but I'm thinking dynamite. I wouldn't stand a chance up close and personal with the devil's butterflies, and I cannot use the Merc's grenade launcher. As far as I know, it doesn't fit any of the eras, so yep, dynamite. 3 boomsticks shoved up the young ones are enough for each, but as for the full-grown cazadors, that is another story. Especially when the game has a little pathing issue when you stand on a hill that enemies cannot get to. Usually that's just a strategy for when you don't want to engage in combat, but here it had the opposite effect. I didn't want the grown cazadors to leave. And make no mistake about it, they didn't go on holiday. The second I make sure the floor's made of floor, they'll come a swarming. I tried getting closer, but since I'm still on the hill, yeah, pathing issues. Fine. I'll do it. We'll tackle them head on. I wasted a ton of dynamite. Managed avoiding getting poisoned by the last one by keeping my distance, and there's no 2 ways about it. Chance's knife is my one and only hope. Good thing that, humanity had knives forever. It did the job, but not without forcing me to use my one and only anti-venom. I got the Cazador glands because they fetch for a pretty penny, got a ton of cams and things to sell later here in the tribal village. We are looking weird, I don't like it. So it's time to keep on jogging. Red Rock Canyon's so close that it would be a waste not to grab its map marker, but on the way, on Spring Mountain Ranch State, I was reminded that I'm level 1 by a goddamn fucking mantis. Take 2, I just went around the mantises. Einstein would have been proud the bighorners don't chase you, so in the canyon I got me the turbo and medics the cons had laying around, and in the drug lab there were plenty of other goodies with the same 5-finger discount. I bought some extra medics from Jack, was lucky to not encounter any fire geckos on the way to Chance's map, and to completely avoid the fiends, I just had to keep my distance while making a run for the Samson Rock crushing plant. Oh, and I nearly became a puzzle crossing a road. But on the other side, as the NCR is keeping the other fiends busy, well, some of them decided to try and show me their laser pistols. Not being into that, I dropped into near the underpass, no one followed me, and that guaranteed safe passage until Camp McCarran. From here until the gun runners, there are no enemies, and in the Vendortron's inventory, nothing. So I just made bank, got some more map markers, and in Freeside I make it to Mick and Ralph's, and lo and behold, Mick's got a katana. Cost me a kidney and every single cap I have, including some of the steampacks I bought earlier, but we've got a katana. Now I'll have to keep an eye on some weapon mods cause it can be upgraded with 3 different ones. Also, being this broke won't do. So it's time to go back to Good Springs. I took a nap in Easy Pete's house, made sure I wasn't getting hungry or thirsty, and went on to meet Sunny. Only now do I get to level 2, I put the points into melee and took the Blood Widow perk. Sunny taught me how to shoot bottles, I took her upon her request to clear up the geckos since I can use the water wells to replenish my health. The katana was pretty solid. The Good Spring settlers pack in a punch and awards me 3 purified waters for lending her a sword. Sonny, she now wants to teach us how to live off the land, so I'm off to Good Spring Cemetery. Victor takes care of a Varg Scorpion and me tag team fight as I'm splicing bloatflies in 2, he just left. I got the Brock Flower, the first clue Benny left behind, and the Snow Globe, and in the schoolhouse, these mantises ain't like the ones we encountered earlier. Couple taps, I get the Xander roots, deal with the others inside and hack the terminal to get my hands on a stealth boy. A stealth boy that's gonna get used for something even better than going north through Cazador territory quite soon. First though, I'm gonna make it back to Sunny. I crafted some healing powder, and then I see a scavenger.
My girl is trapped by geckos on the ridge, and I can't get to her. Please, she's going to die.
Sure thing, bud. There is no girl. I then made my way to Jean's skydiving. The loot was so mid that I felt obliged to go and steal some dynamite from the powder gangers. Being a butterfingers taught me football. The one whose entire World Cup was actually played by the entire world. And all that got me was some long fuse dynamite, some coyote hide and a truck full of fruit. Later, I thought of doing a funny. I went around Sloane's wrecked train car and Chomps is baffled that someone came from the north with all the Deathclaws up there.
Can't believe anyone actually made it through from the north.
I know, he's got goggles by his neck. My man should consider glasses. And here's Snuffles, she's a cutie. I read a medicine magazine, patched her leg, gave a shock collar to Chomps in case he wants to live stream. Got the skill magazines and went on to meet Jazz Wilkins.
What's the tastiest thing you've ever eaten?
She wants an omelette. A Deathclaw omelette.
Yeah,
well, that's gonna require a few eggs. Fortunately, there's plenty of Deathclaws nearby. But first, I'm gonna go back to Good Springs, where Joe Mama's done being nice.
Done being nice.
I stole Cobb's Stealth Boy. Remember that didn't need to be sneaky to begin with, and kept farming easy XP. Since we're at it, might as well meet Ringo, get some more loot, convince the town, and keep on testing the katana. This got me vilified by the powder gangers, idolized by Good Springs. We also got some more free dynamite, and Ringo even threw some caps our way. Now, about that Deathclaw omelette, it's time to go north again. I did try to tackle the Cazadors head on, but that went nowhere. Good thing we can just mountain climb, huh? Their pathing gets confused once again, this time to our advantage. I make it to the hill, quick save, pop a stealth boy, and that Deathclaw saw me. Then chased me. Took a bit, then killed me. I also tanked a couple hits. That surprised me, so I double-checked the difficulty. Yup, it is on very hard. So at least we're being chased by a low-level one. Nevertheless, yeah, the first attempt, so second try. Seeing that I had some leeway to run, I just found the hill. Hoped the Deathclaw would fuck off, and he did. It was only that one that saw me, he didn't tell his buddies. So we managed to reach the Great Khan encampment near Quarry Junction. Now, because I was still in danger, or rather because at least that one Deathclaw was aggroed and nearby, Melissa's buddy started running towards it. As for Melissa, she did too, but only after telling me that she didn't know about any Khans that stole a platinum chip. But even if she did, she also told me that she wouldn't help me out. Thank you, Melissa. Guess who's not be helping you with that Deathclaw then? Right after I started making a beeline to the Deathclaw eggs, it seems Melissa has died already. I hard saved, locked in, made the descent, popped another stealth boy, committed the perfect heist, mini nuke and light machine gun included, and you cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby, and then I died. Okay, so, cannot fast travel until I get away. I will not be able to get out of Quarry Junction through Sloane's entrance, so... New plan. Right after popping a stealth boy and double-checking that, yup, cannot fast travel, well, we're in heaven. And that just might be enough for me to get away from the Deathclaws to my left, and to jump on a hill to either confuse their pathing, or to get up back to the encampment. Before I know it though, I'm in danger. However, this worked. I got back. By looting the Khans, I get over-encumbered, especially because of the weight of the eggs, so I had a feast. Back to Jazz Wilkin, she gets her itch scratched. I get me the recipe to make my own Deathclaw omelets. Upload some things I don't need to the Vendortron and to make. None of them have any katana upgrades, unfortunately, but someone nearby might. A thug then thought he had a chance against a Victorian Wild West Samurai, as if. Oh, and the kid that really wanted giant rat for dinner just ran away. Guess he was just chasing it for fun on this one. I got the snow globe from the old Mormon forts, went to the Silver Rush, saw what happens if you try to shake them down, and Gloria actually has an upgrade. The authentic blade. I then fast traveled to the NCR sharecropper farms, and from there until the 188, there's also no enemies. Unfortunately, the arms merchant didn't have any upgrades. That will be a 2 or 3 day wait till all the inventories change, but I'm just gonna move on and check on them later, instead of waiting. After a long walk, I once again see no upgrades in Novak, but I did pay for the motel room. Cause an own bed replenishes all of your health whenever you need, and for what? The price of 1 Stimpak? Now, let's get this show on the road. After tenderizing some raw beef and getting some more loot, here comes George, the boomer that's not really part of the boomers. He wants to make a bet. I don't want to forget to come back for my money, so yeah. A jog later and I was 1 step away. It is a lottery, but to be fair, that is what I get for not healing mid-run. After saying hi to the gate guard and to Raquel, we go on to meet Mother Pearl, who's been waiting a good 5 years for someone to come along and visit, which, go figure. We just saw how they greeted the others. I got their snow globe and I went on to show my katana to Loyal. Well, to Jack too, but Jack is meaningless. It's Loyal and Pearl that we need to go after, so after tucking Jack into his forever beauty sleep, I got me a ton of combat armors. This got me to level 4, I'm just going to keep improving melee, and I'm taking the comprehension perk. The boomers pulled a couple booms, my stick was longer and harder, and so after taking care of the trio of the dude yielding a knife, dude with a grenade launcher, and the dude with a sledgehammer, the granny's hobby of bombing people she'd love to meet were put on hiatus. Couple more maniacs later, and I'm gonna go through Prim, cause I got my reasons. But not without Malcolm fucking Holmes showing up. Sometimes he dies before he gets to you, just like it happened in the previous run, so I had just about convinced myself that he perished on this one too. Only to have to express to him how I feel about being stalked. After toothpicking him to silence, I made a hard right on the bridge, and in Jackrabbit Springs I got me another stealth boy.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
Freedom Boy and Chairperson had a reunion scheduled in hell. A furry went on about Therians, I'm getting way too old for this shit. Just kept going until Sniper's Nest, cause we're gonna have to go to Cottonwood Cove eventually, so there. Now we can just fast travel. Next stop, Heathen Valley. The Brotherhood just ignored me, so fine, I'll get the holotape from Mo. Or well, from the couple Brotherhood paladins that fell to centaurs and radiation. I know that tin cans cannot probably run as fast without it, but why are you in the middle of an irradiated crater? And how come you're that ill-equipped to deal with the slowest enemies in the game? Do you have any idea how easy it is to avoid their spits? Anyways, got the passwords, admired the gruesome designs, love horror arts, and it's time.
Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it. I want you stripped down to your underwear.
Bit of a sick power play to parade me in boxers when every single one of you looks like a futuristic medieval knight. That much like a surfer likely needs tapis in their suits, but ain't like I have a choice. Anyways, the TLDR is that now we have an explosive collar. That we cannot deactivate until we do a little something for the Brotherhood. There is an NCR ranger around. They think he's scouting them. He's actually scouting the NCR correctional facility where the powder gangers overpowered their men, and there's a lot of ways to go about this. I went for the funny way.
Holy shit!
How do you know he won't be missed? That other rangers won't come looking for him? Or NCR patrols?
I don't. That's a you problem. And he's mad that he offers me some more work and takes the collar off. So, to repay how they treated me, I got me 3 keycards, generated the passwords, and hit the self-destruct sequence. I used the stealth boy so I wouldn't have to deal with the turrets, Doc Mitchell healed my rods. Gloria had the second upgrade, the Katana's balanced grip. We can swing much faster now, a couple thugs in Freeside tested my patience. Level 5 means that melee's going up. I mistakenly hit Old Ben as we were both attacking the same guy that tried to rob us. It's interesting to notice that the squatter only shows up if Old Ben survives, and I passed the cap check. Victor says hi. I thought about going into the Ultra Lux, but forgot 2 things. The first was that I couldn't use the katana in there because it's not a holdout weapon. That made me go to Mr. Holdout to get some brass knuckles, thanks to a sneak skill magazine. The second was that I forgot that Chance's knife counts as a holdout weapon. Well, Marjorie now looks very, very tired. And Mortimer, well, he's not gonna be a cannibal anymore. Both the formal wear and the tuxedo hats fit the items I can use to a T. We had to meet them anyway, so this went exactly how it should. Then I read a speech magazine, used the Black Widow perk to get swung to throw 100 caps our way. There's no option to convince him with speech about Benny, cause we didn't gather enough clues. But we can hear what's likely to be the best joke in the entire game thanks to that perk once again. Hey Benny, I'm saying I dig you.
I hear dig from you, babe, and all I can think of is a shovel. How can this be? This ain't forgiveness, it's something wrong.
He caves in, level 6 is more of the same, except this time, I'll take the toughness perk. And then I betray them right after we, yeah. Anyways, I finally retrieved the platinum chip, and we even got Maria and his suit. We also meet Yes Man, who goes over every bit of detail of Benny's plan for the strip and for the platinum chip. The whole thing also got me to level 7, I finally maxed melee, and then I put the rest of the points into medicine, cause why not? And outside, Vulpes shows up, this time with a suit, and with the Mark of Kaiser. We've been invited to go to Fortification Hill. First though, I'm gonna pay a visit to Mr. House. In person. I used the platinum chip to access his control room, took everyone's favorite cyborg mummy out of his pod, showed him my sword, and made my way to Cottonwood Cove. I showed the mark to the Legion Explorer, told Lucullus to start rowing, was disarmed, and went on to meet Kaiser, who goes on about his lifelong dream of feeling the ground shake, and every single one of my accomplishments, as if I didn't know them. I'm me! On the way, I remembered Sergeant Teddy, so I stole it from Anthony and went to Melody. He's a bit chewed up though.
That's okay. I'll fix him. Can I have him now?
Here, have to.
Sergeant Teddy!
In the weather monitoring station, we get our weapons back. The platinum chip opens the way to the Securitron vault. The Katana clears the path to the generators, but not without me being reminded that the turrets suck to fight against, especially in close combat and in very hard, so you know. Dynamite, steam packs, some more fruit ninja, and after blowing the 3 generators, we reach level 8. I rounded medicine to 50, put the rest of the points into sneak, took the 2nd rank of the toughness perk, and who's all happy and giggly?
I felt the ground shake a while ago.
Only now does he truly acknowledge that Mr. House was taken out of the picture. What he hasn't realized yet is that the alliance he intends to forge with the Boomers is no longer possible. So I tell him, their leadership is no more, and then that. We can try to check up on him, but he just wants to lay down. And when he says come back tomorrow, oh, you don't want to insist. If you do, everyone turns hostile. So I'll just wait a day so the princess can have her beauty sleep. Otho didn't let me fight in the arena, which, okay, yeah, it's the Legion, but there's a captured NCR Ranger that's one of the enemies. She can fight there, but the female courier cannot? That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, Kaiser now wants an alliance with the White Glove Society. Whoopsie, dead. Baldy keeps on moaning, it's either a tumor or erectile dysfunction, we'll see, later. Cause now he needs another night off, and this time I won't be staring at a wall for 24 hours. I'm gonna go back to the Lucky 38, replenish my health on the bed that we own there, and Gloria Van Graff's a real one, the Katana's protective sheath. I got it, the last upgrade. I can't wait to test it in the endgame, and that's what made me want to side with the Legion. Lanius is only one tin can. General Lee Oliver surrounded by what, 6, 8 NCR heavy troopers, plus the Rangers in the traps? I need a challenge that's, well, challenging, so yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. Back to Kaiser, I tell him that the Brotherhood's been destroyed, get to level 9, put the points into medicine and speech, it's a tumor and forgot to use the medicine magazine. After reloading and doing the conversation all over again, we're so skilled in medicine that we know we only need a doctor's bag, which I have, and some surgical tools that we can just steal from the New Vegas Medical Clinic, and we'll be able to operate. Upon returning, Sleepy Boy's not waking up, Lucius got the temporary promotion, especially because Lanius is away on a mission. We see Sleeping Beauty still dressed up as the Little Red Riding Hood. Good thing I had another magazine and...
I thank you for saving my life. You're a warrior and a healer. A rare combination.
Thank you. What do we get for saving him though? 10 Legion Aureas. That's exactly 1,000 caps. Kinda feel like he should give me a lot more money, but if they had more money, they'd be wearing pants, so I'll take it. And we're then tasked with the last task before going to meet Lanius in Hooverdam. To meet Kato Hostilius and to take down Kimball, the president of the NCR. For level 10, I improved the explosive skill and took the Fight the Power perk.
Didn't expect Kaiser to send a woman to do this job.
I don't think anyone expected Kaiser to send one for the other missions either, but it's funny to see an NPC only acknowledging that now, right after we saved his life. Plus, and to be fair, Kaiser's not doing things the way he's doing them because of ethics. brainwashing teen soldiers, turning the women into baby makers, owning slaves. That's but the end justifying the means for him. He's evil, yeah. But it's because of the methods he uses, not his goals or his stance on morality. Which doesn't make much of a difference, but I do like nuance. And now we wear an NCR disguise and go and have some fun. Or at least that's what I thought, cause out of nowhere, I'm being shot at. Hello? Was I supposed to go through the door instead of making a beeline? Surely having to parkour and no one aggroing makes just about no sense in the slightest, but it got me through on the second try. No one cares now. I'd get it if I needed to touch grass, but cement? Now, there's tons of ways to get this quest going. I don't feel like getting Mr. Ao's helmet, so just gonna mess with him.
You big joker, you. You're funny, I like you.
He's too much of a pure soul to fall for it, though. So, with a repair magazine, I hack the console and short out the circuit board to make it blow up the anti-aircraft gun during the speech. Then, talking to Kato activates the vertibird to come a-flying. Kimball arrives, goes down the stairs, and apparently the game didn't like that a spectator was too close to his pathing, even though I'm on the designated area. Cherry on top, as the game reloaded after the vertibird had come down, now Kimball's broken. He won't leave the area near the helicopter. I literally went for a piss, came back, and nothing happened, even in the minute that followed. Plan C. Speech magazine. We can convince Private Jensen that we'd really like to see a vertibird up close. Going up the stairs has the entire top floor aggro, cause this option was to blow up the vertibird after it takes off. I immediately dipped, hoping for Kimball to see a commotion and go for a hell nah, but he never left. So I had to do it the old-fashioned way, katana in one hand, medics on the other, all the while hoping for crits and for steampucks to heal me in time. Downstairs I make a hard right. Couldn't jump over a simple wall. Thank you, New Vegas. But none of the NPCs chased me on this corner. At least I had the chance to safely heal myself back up to perfect health. Then I just had to run and heal some more, go under the bridge, and as soon as I was far away enough, I was able to fast travel back to the fort. Now in complete safety, we trigger level 11, that's more points to Medicine, Kaiser's Proud, and ready to begin the assault in Hooverdam. And so we've been tasked to meet Legate Lanius.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
It seems we've answered his prayers to Mars. Lanius doesn't care in the slightest that Kaiser sent him a woman to aid in combat. Yes, I'm still dumbfounded with the arena. I'm the courier, for fuck's sake. Anyways, we'll be fine until the General's compound. And then, it's gonna be hell. A lot worse than any fight against Lanius. Cause at least here on the east side, we've got a ton of Legion keeping the NCR troopers busy. Me and the veterans were taking care of them so easily that I went berserker and let my guard down. Couple steam packs was all that I needed to make it to the checkpoint. The Katana tells us about the reinforcements in the sewers, I'll be ignoring those, unlike the NCR snipers. Those gotta go. And then, it's more of the same really. Swing that katana, pay attention to your health bar, and use dynamite against the ones that can take you down before you reach them. Securing the area got me to level 12. That's even more points to Medicine, and I'll be taking the Finesse perk. I then made the run for the elevator, took care of the first NCR trooper, and kept on running until the compounds.
So you must be the courier the reports mentioned. Pass this message on to your commander. Hoover Dam will not fall while I still draw breath.
Oliver yaps a lot. This first floor will be a breeze. As for the second one, that was hell. Here there are so many walls that basically I could just take care of any trooper one-on-one. Better yet, some of these troopers have stimpaks on their inventory. The second floor though, the amount of traps is ridiculous. And most of them can one-hit KO me. And so can one of the NCR Rangers, the one with the sniper rifle. As I was going for the first one, the amounts of times I died to traps or to the second Ranger one-shotting me was ridiculous. 20 minutes went by. I'm not going to, but I could have made a death montage. Alas, if you can't berserk it, you gotta camp it. Running from the Rangers had them lose quite a bit of health, from me triggering the traps with them right behind me. And with the first Ranger down to half health, I just needed enough crits to take him down. Took a couple tries, got enough crits. 9 super stimpaks was a deserved reward, but there's still the sniper that can one-shot me. Well, there's no point in complaining. In fact, the whole strategy was just being stubborn. Jumping over traps, hoping for crits, and for the Ranger to be slow reacting. Eventually, I got him. And man, even for the stairs, tactical jumping while avoiding explosions is what got me to the third floor. And some of the NCR heavy troopers are stronger than others. My best bet is to isolate them and deal with them one by one. Thanks to a crit, the first out of 7 or 8 went down in 3 hits. It was genuinely nice to feel this be more doable than the two rangers. As I tried to use the building to gain time and quick save, I was reminded that we weren't done with traps. Except now it's the walls that explode, and there is no two ways about it. Now I've got the berserk against them. I got the second heavy trooper down, tried to hide and heal, but of course that another wall explodes and that immediately puts me in the others' line of sight. In fact, that happened for a third time in a row. So, that's when I just went for it. This third heavy trooper was extremely sturdier than the previous two. Steam packs, medics, bunch of cams, and I just had to position myself in a way that the trooper behind him couldn't hit me and I just kept swinging. Didn't get enough crits to make it faster, but somehow I took care of both of them without much hassle. Another one was in a room by himself, and you've seen how things go one-on-one against him. So all that's left is the one by the general. And as soon as we were face to face with Oliver, he got the best of me. Good thing I quick-saved and knew he was coming. I also went for turbo as soon as the game reloaded, and we've done it. And so, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a Victorian Wild West Samurai? Of course you can. As always, remember to check the playlist for more challenges and the channel for more videos. If you want to help me out, you know what to do, which buttons to press. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Whittle, to John Walker, and to Glitchdale for their support of the channel. And to you, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I'll see you on the next one. And I hope you have a good one. Bye.
Know that your efforts are appreciated and will not go unrewarded. But we can speak of that later. For now, come. We must see to the burning of the dead.